love the little like sound, the music. Yeah, okay. Is this streaming? Hope so. Wait, is it? For real? I thought I did. Death's Day. Hold on. What the fuck? Sorry, I got distracted. Hunt Showdown things. It looks like I'm streaming, but it doesn't. Oh, there we go. So I'm swapping gears for absolutely no reason, but it's okay. Nobody watches this anyways. This is strictly for me. I saw this game, it was on sale. That's pretty much it. It's like every other game. Adventure challenge. I'm playing it for the story. Holy crap. Okay. The plot is divided into 3 states, namely unlocked. There will be a lock mark on the cover. Pending viewing status, there will be a viewing icon on the cover. Click the status, display the cover, clicking. Okay. Oh, I think I get it. I'm really dumb, so this helps. Darkness. A sea of darkness. Why is it so, like, scrunched up? Dong, dong, dong. A faint knocking sound echoes from afar. I hope there's voice acting. Like, it just makes my job easier, to be honest. It's like a heartbeat, a drum beat, or a knock at the door. Dong, dong, dong. Hopefully not my dong. Okay. Knocking at the door of fate. When I think about it now, I guess that day was a sort of fateful day. But those living through it didn't know. They could only sit there and take whatever bad luck came their way. Or dong dong. Or the dong. The knocking fades away like a reading tide, replaced by a human voice calling out, Ian. Ian. I'm Ian, right? Ian, the red-haired boy, snaps his eyes open. Right in front of him is his friend, Dai's face. Or however you say that. Whoa. Yeah, it is pretty scrunched up. What's going on? I don't know. Startled by a large face, Ian jerks back, taking a step backwards. I swear, everything's like smushed. Is there a reason for that? Dai's frown pursed his lips. Let me get about how do I do that? What's this little girls would kill to wake up to a face as handsome as mine? It doesn't let me go to the menu. Ian rolls. Did I just say I? Ian rolls his eyes and stands up. You know, it's getting late. Like, you know, don't. If I do misspelling, just get over it. Yeah, they'd kill to be scared to death by you, huh? That makes a sound. I'm the one who's freaked out. I've been calling your name forever, and you didn't even blink. Words snap. Whatever. I'm not even gonna say names anymore. I'm over it. Back to the hazy dream. He can't recall the details, but a heavy feeling lingers in his heart, refusing to fade. Noticing Ian's silence, he tilts his head, studying Ian's face. I'm Ian, right? I think so. You look like hell, nightmare or something. I shake my head. I'm just gonna like translate it for me. So it's better. Can't remember. It's just this heavy feeling in my heart, like something big is coming. Why bother in this crazy world? Who knows if we'll even make it to tomorrow? Nothing shocks me anymore. The words are blunt, but they ring true. Ian decides to let it go and changes the subject. Why are we like in third person? Why couldn't they just say me? Well, what did Vito want with you so early? Come on, he's my boss. Man, yeah, you can call him whatever when it's just us, but when others are around, call him Lord Vito, okay? Just do me a solid. Well, never mind that for now. He leans in, glances around, and whispers mysteriously. Bro, we're about to hit it big. What? For real. Check this out. Only then do I see the medium-sized bag he carries. What the fuck? Takes the bag off, unties the ropes, and opens it wide to reveal a severed hand. The thumb and finger curled together, but the index finger sticks out, pointing straight at Ian's face. My face? What the fuck? Why? What is going like this is already like a huge plot twist for me. I frown and look away. The thing that finger's posture gives me the creeps, looking super uneasy and almost making me gag. What's this? A Forsaker's hand. Surprised? Huh? Neither have I seen something this rare. It's so crazy how they always make this the norm. Like something really wild. And they're like, oh yeah, I just did the severed hand. Like I remember they did something like this in Nikkei. And it just bugged me. Or it didn't bug me actually. It bugged like my friend. And he was always saying like how they consider themselves unattractive and basically a robot, which makes sense like plot wise, but it's like it's like come on. like who are you fooling here? But anyways, the boss grabbed it from those little lords. Heard a lot of people died trying to get it. Ian's jaw drops and any sense of disgust fades. He looks down at the hand again. Forsakers are man-eating monsters. He's heard the stories, but he's never seen anything related to them before. Man-eating monsters, you say? Intriguing. The boss called me over this morning to deliver this to Eastertown. There's an underground core refiner there. It may look like a ghost chunk of meat now, but once the core refiner squeezes out the last bite of fell and turns into a core, boom, big money. I love how I do not understand what's going on. When it sells, the boss will cut me, and just thinking about it makes me, I'll finally clear my debt with you. Might even toss in some extra, call it interest. I frown. Since when do you get such sweet deals? Doesn't your boss usually send Wild Dog and his guys for stuff like this? I just told you, remember? Some died during the grab. It was Wild Dog and his guys. Hey, what's that supposed to mean? A guy as talented as me? I'm meant for bigger things. Just wait and see. No response. He ties up the bag and continues. Why the long face? What do you take me for? An idiot? I'm just the boss's errand boy doing the grunt work and scraping by. Never messed with anything dirty. Except now. I'm not Wild Dog and his lot. None of them have clean hands. Yours aren't either. You have a fucking arm, bro. And hey, I didn't steal his job. No guilt here. I laugh. Or sigh. I can't tell. Oh, and I accidentally went through. I'm not feeling sorry for them. I'm just worried this good gig might get you killed. Everyone's jealous of who lands this gig. Who knows who actually killed Wild Dog? Alright, I'll go to Eastertown with you. This place is a mess. I can't let you go alone. He throws an arm around my shoulder. I knew it. You'd never let me face this alone. I dodge his arm. I'm just worried I'll never get my money back if you kick the bucket. True. He grins and nudges closer. Come on, don't worry about it. We're brothers, ain't we? Gotta look out for each other. Come on, move it. No time to waste. Early start, early cash, early home. Sure. Let's pretend that's a saying. I mean, like, I think he's like supposed to say like early bird gets the worm or something. Tosses the bag over his shoulder again, dragging me with his arm. Their voices blend with laughter, blah blah, fading. I think there's like actually like combat, so I'm like confused. Partner unlocked. What? So the hand. Wait, did I just do it again? A Sea of Darkness. Wait. Whoops. Wait, did I actually? Hold on. Oh, because I'm still in the same one. Okay, hold on. Let me actually try to understand what's going on. Okay, this is better? Question mark? I think this is even better. Sorry, let me fix this for whoever actually wanders here. Okay. Oh great, and now I don't need this anymore. Can leave this charging. I will complete the other chapters. That makes sense. Okay. I'm sorry, just give me a sec. I'll be right back. After a grueling fight, the two finally fend off the monsters and duck behind a massive boulder, gasping for breath as they lean against each other. That's hot. Damn, these monsters won't quit coming at us in waves. What? What they out enjoying the? What? Were they out enjoying the weather or throwing us a damn parade? It's never ending. Jeez, my hair is just a mess now. By the way, I don't expect like the translations to be like 100%. Like, I think this is, I don't even know, but like it's not, was not like the, or original thing. Ian, I catch my breath and grumble. Who picked this path anyway? You didn't say no, did you? Damn, if we don't make it to the Guardian camp before dark, we'll be toast before we even get to the Easter town. Quit whining. Just ditch that thing in your bag. Those monsters are all after it anyways. Ditch it? Are you kidding? It's money. Money! Mr. Krabs. My ticket to survival. If the boss finds out, you'll be weeding my grave next year. I don't know what's going on. I'm sorry. Well, how about a deal? Give me 100 silver shields and I'll dump this cursed thing, then hit the road and make my fortune. Tell the old chief when I strike it rich, I'll buy him 100 wigs and dump him on his head. That'll shut him up about blaming me for his baldness. He didn't have much to lose anyway. Pay back what you owe me first, then we'll talk. Seriously, 100 silver shields? Wait, I only owe you... Whoa, I knew it. You've been hiding a stash from me, and you were pretending to be broke. Not cool, man. Well, I'm going back to the village. Go handle this yourself. Hey, come on, Ian. You can't just let your main debtor, whatever, walk into danger. If I die, who's gonna pay you back? Keeping me safe is keeping your money safe. Be responsible for it. Before he can finish, that actually got me. Ian raises a hand to cut him off. Quiet down. Look over there. Is that... I don't know, shades his eyes, squints for a moment. On the other side of the woods, a faint, translucent phantom sigil floats above the treetops. What the fuck? Hey, that's the Guardian camp. He grins, then bursts into laughter. Told you we'd make it. Is that where we were going? I don't even remember. Well, who said it was... Who was it that said we were doomed just now? Hey, things change. Lighten up. Don't be so hard on your bro. Let's go. We'll be safe once we hit the camp. I'm not hit him. Like, none of this is making any sense. That you who looked half dead a second ago now perks up. He grabs Ian and drags him forward. Hey, quit pulling me, will you? Used to his dramatics. I grumble, but don't resist. They keep moving, rushing past the boundary and into the camp, finally safe. They collapse onto the ground and catch our breath. I'm sorry, I'm like, the past present. Like, it's hard because I have to like translate it every time, and then like sometimes I like do it, and then other times I don't. But like, I promise, I'm trying. The Guardian Camp, as its name implies, is a defensive barrier set up by the Divine Corpus Church, the supreme sect of Helland. Hellland? I don't know. To protect adventurers from monsters and the Forsakers at night. Inside the camp, a few other adventurers who arrived earlier are scattering around. They cast a brief, indifferent glance at me and him, but say nothing. Phew, that was close. Lucky I tagged along or you'd be dead, not rich. Didn't expect the residual fell from the Forsakers' remains to attract so many monsters. Hope this barrier is strong enough. That's not good. He looks up at the phantom sigil above. He raises an eyebrow. You don't handle monsters and regular Forsakers, right? Can't say for the stronger ones, though, but who'd even come to this godforsaken place? Not worth their time. Well, if some big shot shows up, bring it on. I want to see what they got. I shoot him a glare. Stop. Don't jinx it, brother. Please. We have enough of that shit. Relax. Don't be so worked up. Look. See that sacred charm? A level 3 spell. Fancy stuff, Chill. The divine corpses will protect us. My eyes widen slightly. Never knew you were such a devout believer after all this time. Hey, don't mess with the gods. They'll do things to your butthole. dot dot dot. The two fall silent for a moment. Wait, seriously, you're for real? Still not believing him. My eyes widen. His friend's never been one to take things seriously. He stays quiet, sitting cross-legged with his eyes down, rubbing an almost dried monster blood on his other hand. After a long pause, he finally speaks. Well, I've been saving up to. Before he can finish, sudden footsteps interrupt, and the camp welcomes new visitors. A sturdy land beast pulls a massive cage, guided by an elderly man in black robes, slowly entering the barrier and stopping not far from the two. The cage is packed with ragged people, men, women, old and young. Some wrap themselves in dirty robes, while others, disheveled and barefaced, gaze out with dull, lifeless eyes. What's that? Slaves, probably. There's a slave market in Eastertown. Boss said they auction them off monthly. Guess we're catching the show. I rarely leave the village. The farthest I've been is Eastertown. He's seen slaves following their masters in town, but never like this. Oh, I've seen slaves following the masters in town, but never like this, jammed and crammed in a cage like animals. It's so, yeah, I'm sorry about that, like, you know. Since, like, I'm translating it, like, I have to, they do, like, also, like, other stuff, so. Gazing at their state, I whisper, no one's born a slave. Were they taken or tricked by slavers? That's a good question. He seems stirred by the sight too, letting out a long sigh. In this cruel world, ordinary folks starve to death one day and get killed the next. It's just dying inside a cage or outside. Dead's dead. No one remembers. Not much difference. I feel like there is a difference. It's like the same with like distance and shit, what's the other one? Oh fuck. I forget what the other thing is, but it's like distance and oh fuck. That's gonna bother me, but like like at least like when um if you're going from point A to point B, there's a word for that. And like like let's say like from point A to point B, it's just 1 mile straight. That's like you call that a certain thing, but then there's another thing that's like I think it's the distance, which is like it's not just from point A to point B, it's like everything in between. So like even if you did like when like all the way up, then left, like went around, like like it counts everything, but like the overall like the other thing, it's just like point A to point B. Even if you did all that, it's just like where you started and where you finished. So like it's like what he's saying is basically that it's like you're going from point A to point B. It's like okay, sure you can like summarize it like that, but in the end like it doesn't matter, or like not that it doesn't matter, but like it's like you can do so many different paths. It's not really the same. Like to just summarize it like that is kind of like being unfair. I feel like anyways, that's just my side. Yeah. Um. Like it's just a way of thinking. Like honestly, like, and I'm pretty sure like um not a lot of people think like that, right? But like there are people that do think like that. Like they just see as anything in between like sort of like meaningless. It's like just where you end up. And I feel like sure sometimes that's right, but like I feel like for the most part it's not true. But like that's just me. That's just me, right? Um all right, let's drop it. Time for bed. We'll leave early tomorrow. Plus like I feel like this is one of those cases where it's like it's taboo to speak about, or like like it's not, you're not supposed to like speak of stuff. So like he's probably like just justifying his reasoning, right? Because like it's like, oh, we can't talk about this, so like let's just I'll like fall on like the second best thing, which is like just at least justifying like how either me or the other people think. And I feel like a lot of people do that, right? Like instead of like actually changing things, they're like, okay, like that's just the way it is. So like now time to like just like live with it, like or whatever. Which I wouldn't totally agree with, but like you know, I don't know, like that's a huge like different topic, right? Like, anyways, all right, let's drop it. Time for bed. He waves a hand, lying back and resting his head on his backpack. I hesitate, then stay silent. My gaze shifting away from the prisoner cart. I stare ahead, lost in thought. Night falls. He is already asleep, but I struggle to drift off. He tosses and turns, or I toss and turn, trying different positions, but sleep won't come. Just like me, am I right? Anyways, shut up. With a sigh, I sit up slowly. The campfire's out. In this pitch black night, I see only the vague figures of people lying on the ground and the prisoner's cart's shadowy outline, darker than the night itself. I stare blankly at those shadowy figures. The breeze caresses my face, carrying the scent of the forest. With the breeze, a stray glow bug drifts in. Its yellow glow flickering, and it's a firefly. I think that's what they're trying to say, firefly. Glow flickering, weaving through the air, blurring past my ear and making its way towards the prisoner cart. Dong. My heart skips a beat. Yellow glow. It reminds him of the dream from this morning. My grip tightens involuntarily as I watch the firefly approach the prisoner cart in the shadows, hovering near the rear and floating up and down, refusing to leave. Though faint, the glow illuminates the cart's rear bars. Slowly, a slender arm emerges from the darkness, reaching out between the bars. In an instant, a gleam slices through the darkness. The firefly dances and weaves its way up, tracing the fingers, wrist, forearm, and upper arm, spiraling like a gentle serpentine embrace. The intricate patterns on the hand, bracelet, and arm flicker and fade, slowly unfolding, drawing my eyes deeper and deeper from my vision straight into my soul. My breath's caught. All I hear is the pounding of my heart echoing loudly in my ear. Okay. Dong. His heart isn't of ice, struggling to burst with each pounding beat that leaves me dizzy. I am overwhelmed, but can't tear my eyes away, gazing deeply into this enigmatic, pale revelation shrouded in timeless, eternal darkness. The firefly halts at the edge of the bars, drifting back down the arm to rest on the finger. The finger gently caresses the firefly, then the thumb and the other finger slowly curl, leaving the index finger extended. Suddenly it snaps around, pointing straight at me. It's the same pose as the severed hand in the bag. Oh jeez, dong. My chest tightens in horror, my mind exploding, shattering the enchanting visions and the fluttering firefly into fragments. I scream and jolt upright, nearly crashing into him in front of me. Day. I'm just gonna call him Day, okay? It's Day. Jeez, what's going on with you lately? Every time I wake you up, you give me a heart attack. What? I'm still in a daze, the sunlight piercing through my eyes. The place is empty with no adventure in sight, and no prisoner cart anywhere. Those people last night. Day shrugs. Gone. Couldn't wake you, boss. We'd have left hours ago. Oh well, guess we're playing catch up now. Perfect. Come on, speed it up. With the sun high, fewer monsters are out. We gotta move fast and make it to town before dark. Yeah. I'm still a bit dazed. The prisoner cart, the firefly, the arm, he can't tell what was real or a dream, or what any of it means. All he can do is follow his friend's lead and keep running. My friend's lead and keep running. Interesting. Not long after leaving the camp, monsters close in again. The two fight and run, dodging and weaving as they push forward. Despite the constant troubles, Eastertown finally comes into view. Day is worried and casts a worried glance around. Oh, sorry. I was looking at like the timing that was. Day is worried and casts a worried glance around, muttering, "If you hadn't slept in, we'd have been here hours ago." I sighed. "So we gotta catch up for the lost time. If we're late, honey whines on me." "Honey wine? That's fancy. Or better yet, just give me 100 silver shields now. When I hit it big, you'll be rolling in benefits. Think big picture, buddy." "Piss off." 90 silver shields then. Come on, don't be such a tightwad at your age. Look, a guy's gotta spend to earn big. Ian, I wish he could stuff my ears with a cloth. A man this talkative deserves to be captured by monsters in silence for good. But no monsters show up. Day keeps yapping all the way to Eastertown. After wandering around and asking half the town, they finally find the hidden wine cellar in an alley. As they step inside, they bump into a towering figure. They have to look up to see his face, but the sight leaves them stunned. Standing nearly 2 meters tall, this man sports a funny pink hat resembling a pink-caped iron tower in the bar. What? With sleepy eyes, he lazily wipes a glass with a cloth while casting them a casual glance. Yo, you can't just barge into Hermit's place, boys. Wine landlord? This is the finest wine cellar in Eastertown, not a place for punks like you. And even if you're here for a drink, Hermite? I don't know, lowers his voice, winking his left eye. You gotta be there at night. Hold on. Ah, shit. Can I, like, fuck. There his eye sparkles as he leans on the bar. Oh, night drinks are different from the day ones? Of course, day drinks are just sharp blades, but night drinks are soaked in the nectar of night blooms. Day looks like he's found a kindred spirit. Wow, Hermit, tell me more about the night. We're not here for drinks, buzzkill. Hermit lazily wipes another glass. It's quite a disgrace for non-drinkers to come to a wine cellar and ignore all these fine vintages. Besides, I've got an appointment, but my guest appears to be no-show. With that, Hermit stretches his neck to take a peek outside. Day leans in, shoving Ian aside, flashing a big, sincere smile. "Oh, how rude, totally wasting your time. A rule breaker probably doesn't have much worth taking. Never mind them. Check this out instead." Day didn't take off the bag. He just moved it from his back to his chest and pulled open a corner of the bag toward the boss. Hermit leans on the counter and peers inside. Wow, a Forsaker's severed hand. Well, Day ties up the bag and slings it back over his shoulder. So, rare stuff, huh? Cost me 5 silver shields just to bribe the gate guards to bring it in. Hermit purses his lips and shrugs. The core was stripped from the corpse long ago. This arm, just a chunk of waste. You could twist it like a rope and won't get a dop of fell. Only greenhorns like you would treat it like a treasure. Day grins and rubs his hands together. Oh, not even this impressed you? A true expert, huh? Guess we came to the right place. Sipping fine wine, forging cores, maybe come back tonight for some nectar. Hermit chuckles, his pink hat wobbling on his head. Of course, I've forged as many fell cores as I've collected nectar. You've got good taste, kid. I like that. Tell you what, 500 silver shields special discount. Damn. Day's smile freezes. What? Hermit blows on the wine glass and wipes it down with a cloth. Even a lower grade Forsaker like this goes for 600 silver shields out there. 500's a steal, and that's just cause I like you. If your buddy here asked, I'd charge him 1,000. Well, feeling touched, Day forces a smile, tapping the counter with his hand. 500? We haven't even had a drink yet, and you're already talking nonsense. 500 could get a whole corpse forged. This is just a severed hand. 50's more than fair. And didn't you just call this thing common? Now you're charging like it's rare? Hermit squints one eye, holding the glass up the other and peering inside. Then he shifts his gaze over to Day. What, got a problem? I thought you have a good taste, but clearly you've never seen the real thing. What's worth anything here isn't the trash, it's my craftsmanship. No coin, then get lost. I forget core refining. I wouldn't even sell you a drink. A flicker of anger crosses Day's face, but he quickly composes himself, forcing out another smile. Come on, overcharging's just bad business. Gotta keep customers coming back, right? Besides, it's just a hand, not a whole body. For an expert like you, it's a breeze. Alright, how about this? I'll bump it up to 60. Just toss it in when you're forging other Forsakers, and easy breezy time and effort saved. Hermit puts down his glass and flashes a bright smile at Day. Such a brilliant idea. Why didn't I think of that? Just try to help. Trying to help makes things easier, right? Well, how about you take my job then? Hermit's smile drops. His gaze turning cold. If it's so easy, why don't you just handle it yourself? I hate paupers, especially clueless ones. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Forgot what I said earlier. 800 silver shields or no deal. 800? Day's eyes widen. That's the price. Can't afford it, get lost. That's the rules, huh? Fine, here's your 800. Take it. Day's face darkens as he slams his money pouch into the counter. Why didn't he just give him the 600? Hermit glances at the flat pouch, but doesn't reach for it. You kidding? That's not even close. That's 800 right there. Count it yourself. Trying to scam me, huh? Looking for trouble? He rolls up his sleeve. Dazed chuckles. I paid, right? Don't push your luck. Count it now. If it's short, well, this place doesn't look too safe. I'll keep you safe for a few days and call it even for the protection fee. Hermit's eyebrows shoot up, his hair bristling so hard that tilts his pink hat. How dare you, a punk trying to shake me down? You think my muscles are just for show? Protect me, you're way out of your league. Day sneers, pulling out a severed hand and pointing its raised index finger at Hermit's head. Guess I gotta flash some skills, huh? Forging's your thing, but protection, that's my specialty. Hermit swings a fist straight at Day's face, determining to throw the punk out of his shop. But the fist suddenly stops, caught midair by hand. Ian holds steady against... I'll just go with what they're saying. At this point, I don't want to translate. Ian holds steady against the massive fist, his gaze fixed on its owner. Boss, we're not looking for trouble, but this hand needs to be forged today, otherwise he won't leave. Name a fair price. Let's not make this ugly. A flicker of surprise crosses Hermit's eyes. He didn't expect his punch to be caught so easily, but it's gone in an instant. Good cop, bad cop, huh? Doesn't matter either way, someone's gonna hit the deck. Is there law enforcement in there? That's funny. With that, Hermit swings his other fist straight at Ian. What? Hermit was knocked down by Ian. Hermit lies on the floor, clutching his nose and groaning, his pink hat knocked aside. Oh. Day raises an eyebrow. Well, looks like the boss hit the deck first. How's that for protection, huh? Good enough for you? Tears well up in Hermit's eyes. I get the rules, 50-50 silver shields. Now we're talking. See, it wasn't so hard, was it? Friendly deals means repeat customers. Here, take the deposit. Day shakes out the silver shields, counts them, and tosses them onto the counter. Half now, the rest when we check the goods. We'll be back in 2 weeks. And he crouches down and flashes a grin at Hermit. Boss, sir, I can trust you, yeah? No cutting corners, no extra surprises. A pro like you wouldn't make things hard for me, would you? Hermit shakes his head hard, eyes brimming with tears. Good, then now rest easy. I'll definitely try your signature brew when we're back. The night one. Don't worry, I'll pay. Day flashes a satisfied smile, shaking Hermit's hands with the severed hand. Then stands up and walks out of the wine cellars with Ian. They navigate through the alley and back onto the street. Day lets out a long breath and glances at his partner. That old swindler trying to rip me off. He doesn't know whom he's messing with. Isn't it who he's messing? I don't know. No way I'd come here without knowing the price. My boss would skin me alive. I slipped up. Oh right, you didn't get hurt, did you? He's so strong. Ian shoots him a look. Thanks, took you long enough to ask. Come on, I'm just worried about you. Fine, next time it's my turn to worry about you then. Ian fires back, then pauses, realizes something. You said we'd come back for drinks in 2 weeks. Where are you getting the money for that? Well, I've got you here, don't I? Hey, you're the one who said you'd buy me a drink. Forget that. I'm gonna grab some stuff. It's not every day we come to town. We can turn a profit by taking some goods back to the village. Before Ian can react, Day dives into the crowd. Ian wants to ask if Day's planning to dip into his boss's money, but Day's already gone, shaking his head lightly. He considers finding a spot to nap. Then a knocking sound reaches his ear. Dong, dong. Ian stops before he can focus. The sound comes again. Dong. This isn't an illusion. Ian hesitates for a moment, then heads towards the source of the sound. Turning the corner, he sees the fountain square of Eastertown ahead. The poolside is crowded with people, and at its center stands a wooden stage as tall as 2 men. Guards clad in leather armor, wielding spears and shields, patrol around, occasionally shooing away those who get too close. A muscular man stands at the stage's edge, striking a large drum with a drumstick. Oh shit, is it a festival? Dong, dong. The thunderous beats draw in passerbyers? I don't know. Captivating their attention. At the stage's center sits a huge cage, crammed with people cloaked in tattered robes. Their faces and bodies are concealed, revealing only the iron rings and chains encircling their necks. Oh, is this a slave auction? Ian stops. As an old man in black steps onto the wooden stage, the drumming stops. Ian stares at him for a moment, then his eyes widen. It's him, the black-clad escort from the slave cart. Carter Elder. Memories of last night's surreal encounter flood back, and Ian can't help but glance at the cage. Could the owner be the bracelet be in there too? The old man slowly circles the area, giving a slight bow to the crowd. Then he walks to the cage, pulling someone out with a chain and shoving them to the front. People below rise on their toes and crane their necks. With a swift motion, the old man yanks off the person's robe. In that very moment, Ian's heart tightens. But before Ian's eyes stands a short, slender man. His upper torso wobbles as the rope is yanked off, almost causing him to lose balance, but the old man swiftly tightens the chain, steadying him. Then the man's head droops weakly. Oh shit, they're selling like old men? That's so funny. Like, I mean, like, just thinking about it, like, logistically, I feel like young men would be, like, more in the market, but, like, I don't know, maybe he can do taxes or something. He can do your tax. That'd be big brain, I guess. The man's hand bore neither bracelet nor markings. Ian let out a breath. He hadn't realized he was holding, unsure why he'd been so tense, or whatever. The old man bows to the crowd again, then grabs the man's hair, forcing him to raise his head. Pain distorts the man's face. Oldster, esteemed gentlemen, lovely ladies, I'm your devoted servant, the Carter, and I'm here to extend my warmest greetings to you all. This is carefully selected treasure. If it sparks any of your interest, it'd be our greatest. Oh wait, I think this is the old guy. Never mind. Look here, my lords, take them home for just 20 silver shields, or perhaps a bit more. You can own this slave and his loyalty. Yes, loyalty. They'll serve you with eternal devotion, even their life. That sucks. But, like, I don't think there's any magic, right? So what's just stopping them from, like, not being loyal, right? Like, they could just kill you or something in your sleep. But, like, 20 silver shields, the other guy was talking about, like, 600. I felt like it was going to be more. You'll be his master, his god. Come now, my lords. Your humble servant here awaits, ready to bow in the dirt in awe of your generosity, your greatness. What's all this crazy talk? Look at him. He's half dead. Won't even last a day, let alone... Yeah. I expected something like that. Ah, my lords, here's the thing. This man hails from the Red Rock clan of the Banished Land. He might be an unfamiliar face around here, but quite common in the capital. What does that mean? Their blood is a treasure. It restores the vigor of youth, erases wrinkles, and lets you relive the thrill of youth. Holy shit! I think this is a reference like that actually happened. Isn't that a better deal than getting a brute for manual labor? I think this is a reference, like a. I mean, I don't know if it was like on purpose or maybe they just accidentally walked into it, but I could have sworn that this was done back in the day, where they would kill servants or stuff like that, and like bathe in their blood because supposedly like there was this superstition that it made you like younger or something, and a lot of like noble women would do this. And there was one particular woman who did this, and she became notorious. I forgot what her name was, but it was like really fucked up. And she went as far as like killing like young servants, like little kids, thinking that it will like do something, right? But like obviously like that's I don't I mean like I don't know, maybe like it does, but like I unless they put blood in like these now creams and shit, then I doubt it, right? But again, I don't know a lot about beauty. So like who knows, maybe there is something in the blood, but like to my knowledge, like all of that is like bullshit, right? So like they just send like for no reason. Like I feel like if you kill someone for a reason, like it's better than not having a reason. So like to me it's like she just killed them for no reason. Like so like that's like to me like that's extra fucked up. On top of the original fuck up, right? But anyways, whatever. I mean, I don't know. Like again, like I don't know if that was on purpose. I think they just I accidentally walked into like something that happened. But like I swear, like I'm crazy and maybe it was like in a story. But like I'm pretty sure this was like actual historical fact. The man trembles violently at the old man's words. The crowd begins to whisper, "Really, don't lie to us. Rest assured, my lords, doubt not our sincerity. This offering is guaranteed by my honor and life." And you know what's crazy? This actually makes sense. Because somebody must have told her, probably like a slave or like a servant merchant, told her that blood of the servants would make her look younger. And like just think about it, like if you were like just think about it like as the merchant, how do you get like someone to like keep buying from you? You make her like use them as like a consumable product, and then she just constantly comes back and like buys more. Like that's crazy. I don't know if like that actually happened in the story, but like if like it would make sense that that's how it went down. Like obviously I never thought about it like other than like a fucked up like episode, but like now that I think about it, it's like yeah, like wouldn't somebody have told her originally that the blood would have made her younger, and they probably just said bullshit because they just wanted her to keep buying shit, right? Like, damn, that's the shit that people do. Like, holy crap. Like, and I wouldn't even like. I mean, like, obviously this is a game, but like, it got me thinking. Like, I wouldn't put it past like a person like come up with someone like that, like back in the day, to just sell more and get more money. That's damn, people are crazy. Anyways, the chatter among them grows louder. Soon among shouts start bid. Amid the old man's coaxing, the crowd growing excitement, the price climbs through several rounds before settling with a merchant from Eastertown. The old man releases his grip on the man's hair, but the man doesn't lower his head. He stays frozen, staring blankly at the sky. Honestly saying, I might be like, fuck, these guys are retarded. The old man bows to the winning biter. I don't know. Thank you for your generosity, my lord. Please accept the deepest respect from your most loyal servant. If you could spare a little kindness, it might extend his service to you. May you enjoy your purchase. Is he talking about the servant? Damn. The old man claps his hands, and a guard steps forward, taking the chain from him. The man's legs buckle, barely able to stand, and he's half dragged off the stage. The old man turns back to the cage, pulling out the next slave, and the auction continues. This was Ian's first time standing so close to a slave auction. The agony and despair of the condemned, the elders' cold cruelty, and the crowd's numb greed filled him with a deep sense of unease. Like, that would freak the fuck out of me, to be honest. Like, even if it was, like, commonplace around me, I feel like that would be weird to me, no matter what. Or at least, like, that's what I like to say, but, like, who knows, right? Because, like, obviously I was never, like, put in an environment like that like at the beginning. So I don't know. Maybe I would have been like that, but like who knows? Like I guess maybe I would have been the slave. Like that would be so fucked up. Oh my god, I'd be such a horrible slave. I feel like, but like again, like it might be because like I never was, but like if you took me now, I feel like I'd be too stubborn and like hard headed to like be that. Like they'd have such an awful time. They'd be like, "Bro, give me back my money." You know? Like I'll probably like say like a few words or something. Anyways, unable to stop the evil, unable to save anyone, did his powerless watching make him part of the sin? Or maybe, I don't know. If there is a god, if his gaze truly falls upon his world, how could he allow such cruelty to exist? Damn, this is like real questions, huh? Honestly, if you ask me, I don't think there really is a god. I mean, this is crazy. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna be like, "Oh my god, this stupid idiot!" Like, like I mean, I don't know. You might be right, but like, I'll be honest. Like, a lot of crazy shit happens. If there is one, they don't care. So like, honestly, there might as well not be one. Like at that point, but like, I don't know. Maybe there is. Maybe he's just watching. He's like, "Oh look, the guy's fucked everybody again." Like, ain't that like a goof? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there. It's almost like it would be worse if there would be one because of everything that's happening, right? Like, and I don't mean like they don't have to like severely intervene, like show us like their presence and be like, guys, stop fucking each other for like one goddamn minute, right? But they could like, I don't know, like make like a nice little star or like throw some aliens in here so like we could all like just band together and be like, oh, you know, I don't know, you know, like a helping hand, you know, like any father to their child, right? You don't let your child stick their hand in the wood chipper. You like kindly like give him a little like slap, like just, hey buddy, you're gonna hurt yourself. Don't do that. Like you see the slap I just did? It's gonna feel worse if you stuck your hand into it like that. You know, like any I don't know. I'm sorry. Like I'm going like way off. Like I'm going on my own. But anyways, if there is a god, it's yeah okay. Cruelty exists. Maybe swift departure is the only escape from this overwhelming tide of emotions. But Ian's feet seem rooted to the ground. His gaze shifts to the cage, and a question surfaces in his mind. Could that person be inside? If if they don't show up until the end, then maybe they escaped or they died. But we can have hope for now. It was a self-deceiving thought. Yet, once the fragile hope took root, it began to grow beyond control. Ian's lips moved in silence. He prayed, even knowing it was a lie. He told himself that the owner of the bracelet would not appear at the auction. Thus, each time the old man tore away a robe, Ian's heart tightened, relaxing slightly when it wasn't the person, only to seize again at the sight of another condemned. As the number of slaves dwindled, Ian grows more tense, his fist clenched, his breath quickening. When only one person remains in the cage, Ian's heart races wildly. The drums strike up again. Dong. Dong. The crowd, fueled by rounds of bidding, hits a peak of frenzy and excitement. Come on, the next one. The person in the cage slowly rises. Dong. Ian's heart hammers as if trying to burst from his chest. The drum beats growing faster. A chain hangs around their neck, and the old man guides them out of the cage. This time, the old man shows unusual patience, neither forcing nor rushing, allowing them to walk to the stage center at their own pace. That's an odd little detail to include, but sure. The old man steps forward, gripping the robe, but doesn't pull it off immediately. The noisy crowd gradually falls silent, holding their breath in anticipation. Maybe it's a market tactic, but I don't know. Dong, dong. A buzzing fills Ian's ear, making it hard to tell if it's his heartbeat or the drums. Dong! The final beat strikes like a hammer. The robe lifts. In a flash, something flickers. The metal bracelets rest on pale, delicate wrists, no longer shrouded in darkness or mystery, now glowing faintly in the sunlight. Ian is struck, his mind going blank. It's over. His prayers unanswered. The worst has happened. His gaze is fixed on the bracelets and what lies beneath them. But those white arms bear no patterns. Ian blinks, stunned. Is this not the one? But the bracelets. His thoughts are a tangled web of confusion. Then it hits him. He was so focused on the hands, and he never saw the face. His gaze lifts. Later, Ian replayed this moment countless times, but no matter how hard he tried, he couldn't recall what he had seen in that split second. A fleeting dream and a shadow from another realm intertwined with his thoughts, fantasies, and desires. Perhaps even the blinding sun above and the dancing spray from the fountain contribute to this moment, solidifying into a tangible form. Her face, her eyes, and her lips, framed by ash-gray hair, stand out with breathtaking vividness. The bracelets, the patterns, whether she's the one, it doesn't matter. No, none of it matters. It's not her identity that counts, but her very existence. She stands there right in front of him. Wow, she's stunning. Day slips in beside Ian, his voice snapping Ian back to reality. Next to the old man stands a slender girl with gray hair, her robe now discarded. An iron ring and chain hang around her neck, but these cold shackles only enhance her beauty, adding a touch of melancholy and mystery. Holy fucking shit, this is like crazy. Whoever did the writing or like translation for that, like props. Like just this part I feel like was pretty like crazy. The girl glances at the crowd, then lowers her eyes. The crowd buzzes with excitement. A stunning beauty from the unclaimed land. Need I say more? My lords, let's proceed. So like, is she missing an arm? Like, I'm sort of confused. Because I feel like you gotta drop the price for that. It's like a drop of water hitting boiling oil, with bids pouring in one after another. 200 silver shields, I'll pay 200. They've lost their minds. Starting this high, most folks couldn't save that much in a decade. 200 silver shields once, 300. Oh, we have 350. 500, back off, she's mine. Holy shit. These people are nuts. The girl just stands there, eyes lowered, as if the auction has nothing to do with her. The bid hits 800. 800 silver shields once. Any more bid from our generous patrons? 800 twice. 2,000 silver shields. Our overlord offers 2,000. The crowd falls silent for a moment. Then whispers ripple through, but no one raises the bid. Upon hearing the word overlord, the old man's smile freezes, but he replaces it with a more humble grin, bowing deeply. Thank you, my overlord. No gift could be more generous. This fortunate slave is yours now. As your most loyal servant, I present today's finest gift, a token of our deepest respect. We hope you will like her, my overlord. Everyone's gazes shift towards the bidder, and not far from him stands a bulky man with a large head, the very overlord of Eastertown. 2,000 silver shields? Bold of him, but I bet he won't pay a single penny. Plenty of people lining up to kiss his boots. The overlord's gaze locks onto the girl. His dark purple tongue Is he okay? Purple? Wait a minute, that guy's dying. Yeah, okay, thick lips, like he's already tasting her. Jeez. Look at the beast. At that beast. I've heard he's got a house full of girls just for him and his twisted, powerful friends to play with. When they're done, they toss the bodies into the wild. Damn. Now she's in his hands. Who knows what he'll do to her. Poor girl. If it were me, I'd just end it quick. Better than suffering and still meeting the same fate. Nothing. Ian doesn't want to listen, but these words snake into his ears, poisonous and inescapable, his gaze fixed on the girl. The wooden stage holds more than just the girl, yet it feels like she's the only one there. She stands alone at the center, as if the world has turned its back on her. This scene tears at Ian's heart. He knows she's just a stranger, a fleeting encounter. He knows nothing about her, and she doesn't know him. He can't save her, can't buy her freedom, even if she cries for help. She's no more pitiful than the other slaves. They're all poor souls, none more deserving of life than the other. Ian understands all this, yet his heart aches anyway. His mind stays clear, but he won't lie to himself about what he feels. The girl is different. Of course, the girl won't cry for help. She's too obedient, too fragile. The old man tugs the chain, and she follows. Head bowed, the overlord grabs her shoulder, and she's like a bird with clipped wings. Her messy gray hair mirroring ruffled feathers. In an instant, she's shoved into the carriage and disappears. The crowd lets out disappointed cries. The overlord squeezes his bulky frame into the carriage. The land beast lifts its hooves and the wheels start rolling. The ornate vehicle takes a turn and soon disappears at the end of the street. Ian drops his eyes, refusing to imagine what might happen to the girl. Like Day always says, this world treats everyone equally and cruelly. Souls that pass by can only struggle on their own, too worn to meddle in each other's fates. Damn, that's harsh. Daze stretches his face, noticing Ian's distress. For once, he doesn't mock his friend. Instead, he places an arm around Ian's shoulder and gives it a reassuring pat. Some things you just can't change. Let's go. They follow the crowd and leave the square. Ian doesn't recall how he left Eastertown, but he remembers Day's arm shoving him forward, firm, insistent, not letting him look back. It's a good friend. I mean, I don't know why his life shattered like by that, but like I feel like it's kind of cute, kind of romantic, right? Like, you know, like he doesn't know who this person is. Like I can see the appeal for that, right? But that's fucking wild. I didn't expect. I don't know why I mean, I guess it. Wait, hold on. First, I don't know. Like I didn't. I ironically didn't expect this to be that dark, or to lead to something like that. Even though, like, to be honest, like I feel like the cover picture should have told me everything. Wait, let me just double check that this is like, you know, safe for work, because if it's not, then I'm gonna have real issues with it. I mean, I don't see anything medieval. What is that? What does that tell me? Medieval, okay. Well, back in the day, they did whatever they wanted, so yeah, whatever. They shouts and I'm pretty sure it means swords and like stuff. I know, but like, I don't know. I wish it said like safe. Like, you know, it just had a category that said safe. You can like stream or whatever. I don't know. They shouts an exclamation. This is not right. We've already turned in that severed hand, so why are there still hordes of monsters? Don't they have anything better to do, or is my flesh just too irresistible? We're not the only travelers on the road, are we? They could at least change targets and sample a different flavor. For real, for real. You've been lugging it around for ages. Surely you've caught a whiff of its scent by now or something. Ew, don't say such revolting things. But it seems like they're not coming for us. Moving away from Eastertown, Ian finally recovers a bit, yet a heavy stone still weighs on his heart. He doesn't want his friend to see his tension, though. Plus, the present demands their full attention, leaving no room for distractions. Whether they're coming for us or not, there are just too many creepy things around. It's giving me the chills. Let's hurry up and get out of here. The hell I will. You bought too much. They're too heavy. The two of them are struggling under the weight of several large bags stuffed to the brim. They're not only exhausted, but whenever they encounter monsters, they have to fight while also protecting the bags from damage, making the return journey even more challenging than their arrival. They pant heavily, clear out of breath, huff. It feels like I'm carrying a mountain now, a golden mountain though. I've got to buy enough to sell back home, or how else will I pay you back? So why the complaints, dear creditor? You're not carrying my goods, you're carrying your future riches. You You barely start speaking when Daze suddenly lets out a surprised What's that? Ian follows Daze's pointing finger and sees several towering trees with lush canopies. The afternoon sunlight filters through the dense leaves, creating a dappled dance of light and shadow on the ground. Ian pauses briefly, jogging his memory. Were the trees this big along the road when we went to town? Hey, look. Earlier, light and shadow had obscured their view. Now, drawing near, they find countless monster corpses under the trees. Some with teeth and others throats, but chests pierced by claws. Whoa. Others having sneak attacks with tails only to have their head crushed. I don't know why, but like that sentence just mind fucked me. Were they killing each other? I don't know. Ian furrows his brow. The strange behavior of these monsters stirs at inexplicable unease within him. I'm so sorry. Yet Dai, standing beside him, remains silent. The corpses of the monsters form a circle. At the center, nestled in the grass, there appears to be a small sphere of light. But upon closer inspection, it reveals itself to be a tiny mushroom, no bigger than a thumb. The mushroom's surface glows faintly, not from the sun, but from the mysterious hazy sparks of light. These lights drift softly, releasing a fragrant aroma into the air. Were they fighting over that mushroom? Eat it! For some reason, Ian feels the scent is remarkably similar to the aroma of roasted meat. Oh, damn, that must be a yummy mushroom then. The kind that drifts from the homes of the wealthy, a delicious smell he and Day can only dream of tasting. This stirs a ravenous hunger within Ian. After the slave auction, a tight knot in his chest had made eating impossible, but now his stomach feels extremely empty, as if his insides are alive with thousands of ants. The gentle aroma of the mushroom fills the air, weaving an illusion that whispers in his ear. It tells him that only by devouring the mushroom completely and selfishly can he satisfy the intense hunger, or else his stomach might devour him instead. That's kind of crazy. Suddenly, a sharp pain stabs Ian's foot, making him jolt. He instinctively glances down to find that his grip had unknowingly slackened, causing the goods he was clutching to tumble onto his foot. The pain somewhat distracts him from the gnawing hunger in his belly, and his mind clears slightly. There's something wrong with that mushroom. Before he can catch his breath, the sensation of ants gnawing at his heart surges back, plunging his mind into chaos. Doesn't he mean stomach? I don't know. No! Ian grits his teeth, swiftly draws his sword, and slashes his arm. Damn! As the blade slices through, blood flows, and the sharp pain eclipses his hunger. Seizing his fleeting moment of clarity, he acts without hesitation. He reaches out to grab Day next to him, eager to retreat swiftly, aware of their fleeting opportunity to escape might disappear any moment, condemning them to the same doom as those monsters. To his astonishment, his hand clutches only empty air. Ian whips his head around only to discover that no one is beside him. Just scattered goods strewn across the ground. Could it be? Did he already go and eat it? Ian spins around, eyes fixed ahead. Somehow, without him noticing, Day has already reached the heap of monster corpses ahead. His steps are unsteady but unwavering. He doesn't even try to avoid the bodies. Instead, he strides right over them, each step accompanied by a sickening crunch. Day. He bellows Day's name, but there's no response. Ian's heart drops. It appears the mushroom has ensnared Day's mind. He must devise a plan to awaken him. Shouting proves futile, yet Ian hesitates to approach rashly. If his sanity slips once more, rushing in won't rescue Day. Instead, both might become embroiled in a perilous battle, just like those creatures had. Without a moment to spare, Day is already in the circle, a mere step from the mushroom. Just throw him something. Ian braces himself and dives his sword into his own shoulder, carving a deep crimson gash. Blood mists into the air, and the excruciating pain obliterates all other sensations. You're going to owe me big for this, Day. Ian bellows, charging forward with all his might, seemingly about to grab Day. Just as Ian's hand is about to reach his target, it is abruptly halted, unable to extend further. The monsters that had been lying dormant on the ground suddenly leap up, forming an imposing barrier between them. The other monsters, previously thought to be long dead, rise in a twisted, unnatural way, as if obeying an invisible order. They ignore Day completely. Their sole focus is on Ian, seizing his arm and legs with a fierce grip, tangling his sword, and determined to thwart his advance. Day arrives at the mushroom. Light speckles scatter from its surface as it swells swiftly, reaching the height of the person. A slit gradually appears at its body, dark as ink, like a slender doorway opening into an enigmatic abyss. The slit twists and swallows Day whole. Ian, in a frenzy, slashes his sword through the writhing limbs of the monsters wrapping around him, but even more surge forth. Between the gaps, he catches a glimpse of his friend's face, half emerged from the slit, with an expression of endless intoxication. Day! Ian unleashes a piercing roar, so sharp it feels like his very soul is bleeding. Silence answers him. Day has been utterly devoured. What the fuck? The slit seals shut, and the mushroom convulses, pulsing in and out, trembling violently. A dark red liquid, resembling blood, slowly trickles down the mushroom's body, seeping into the earth. Suddenly, without any warning, the mushroom detonates. What? The incomplete monsters shatter into fragments under the intense force. Ian is hurled violently against the massive tree, feeling as if his internal organs have shifted. The pain is so excruciating that he can't even utter a sound, and he abruptly coughs up a mouthful of blood. Yet this pain keeps him from passing out right away. After a few tries, he finally props himself up with great effort, but standing is still a distant goal. He lifts his gaze, his vision still a hazy blur. All around, chaos reigns, a jumbled mess of turmoil. Thankfully, his sword rests silently, just within reach of his grasp. Ian pauses to catch his breath, inching forward on his hands and knees and stretching out for his sword. Just as his fingers graze the hilt, a foot crashes down from above, smacking the back of his hand. Startled, Ian looks up to find his friend, just consumed by the mushroom, gazing at him with bloodshot eyes and a blank expression. What the fuck? It just happened. What in fucking tarnation? Hazily, a recognizable silhouette looms ahead. Day? Yes, it's Day. Day? Yet he remains unresponsive, never turning to face Ian. Instead, he strides forward, heading straight towards the massive shadowy abyss that lies ominously before them. Day! Ian's heart races with anxiety. He yearns to dash over and seize Day, yet his legs remain frozen.
Desperately, he pounds them. Move! But his legs refuse to obey. Not even a toe twitches. Helplessly, he watches as his friend vanishes into the abyss. Ian desperately seizes his struggle, bewildered as a scorching heat spreads through his groin. Something begins to swell and squirm between his legs. Holy shit, am I dead? He looks down to find the area blazing like a red hot brand, eliciting a blood curdling scream. As his cry reverberates, a dazzling golden bird erupts from his trousers. What the fuck? It radiates a blinding light, flaps its wings with wild intensity, and soars upward in a frenzied arc, diving into the endless darkness until it vanishes completely. Wait, did I just give birth? Ian's eyes snap open. Sunlight above avoids the canopy, landing straight on his face. No wonder it's so bright. He squints, rubbing his forehead as he sits up. That dream. Ian remains silent for a moment, then slowly raises his hands. He tugs his trousers down slightly, peering inside. No way. His trembling fingers hover at his waistband. It takes all his strength to suppress the scream clawing its way up from his nightmare. This can't be real. He checks repeatedly, prods cautiously, and finally concedes defeat. His shoulders slump, heavy with despair. How much more of this madness? An oppressive cloud of inky exhaustion envelops him, thick and stifling. Just days ago, on the return journey from Eastertown, Dave's personality dramatically changed after encountering a peculiar mushroom. He seemed possessed, and his strength became terrifyingly immense. Ian employed every trick in his arsenal to escape from his grasp. Then Dave vanished without a trace, despite the fear that his friend might be demonized. And could strike again. Ian is resolute in not abandoning him. On edge and battling his own pain, Ian vigilantly scoured the forest for days, yet discovered nothing. Ian wonders if Day has returned to the village. With no other clues, he decided to head back to Lufa village first. Unfortunately, there's no news of Day there either. Ian trudges to the big tree at the village entrance, his usual sleeping spot where Day would always come to wake him. Exhausted from several sleepless nights, Ian sits under the tree, unable to fight off fatigue any longer. He falls into deep sleep. Before falling asleep, he wondered if perhaps slumber would bring Day back to awaken him once more. But Day doesn't return, and his sleep presents a significant issue. Not only does he suffer a nightmare, but upon waking, his has complete wait a minute. wait. Hold on. You mean it's gone? No way. What does that mean? No more sex? Like, that's crazy. Remembering the bird in his dream that flew away with no backward glance or second thought, Ian lets out a deep sigh. One bizarre event after another has overwhelmed him, leaving him drained both physically and mentally. He feels clueless about how to uncover the reasons behind it all and just wishes for a swift resolution. While he's lost in thought, he thinks he hears someone calling his name. Ian glances up to see a middle-aged man approaching, leaning on a cane. The man is bald with a rounded head, slightly overweight, and sports a large beard tied with a thin string, reminiscent of an upside-down feather duster on his chest. Ian, Chief, Ian stands up. What are you doing here? Still haven't found Day yet? No, not yet. The village chief lets out a grunt. He didn't escape with Lord Vito's money, did he? That's not possible. The village chief gives Ian a sideways look. So did he swindle you and vanish with your money? Chief. Ian feels a bit helpless. It's true that Day owes him money, but... Chief, your prejudice against him is too strong. You've watched him grow up. Surely you know if he'd do something like that or not. That was ages ago since his parents passed. He's been nothing but trouble, constantly fighting and causing issues. He's brought so much chaos to the village. And you, instead of picking up a respectable trade, you're always tagging along with him. My father didn't bring you back here to turn into a layabout. Once you find him, get yourself a real job. The village is short in hands right now. Yes, the village chief caresses his beard and shakes his head. I've got it all mapped out. You two might not be the sharpest, but you've got strength on your side. You'll be our village patrolman. That little black from the neighboring Cucumber Village is a menace, hoarding the church's talisman and refusing to share. Go teach him a lesson. Retrieve his talisman. Isn't that robbery? You're not the brightest, and you've got a sharp tongue. Who mentioned robbery? This is just borrowing. We'll give it back when I retire. What? Suddenly, a faint shouting catches their attention. Their heads whip around toward the noise. A villager's racing towards them, arms flailing, his yells cutting through the air well before he gets close. Terrible news! Monsters, they're here! The expression of Ian and the village chief immediately turned grim. Where are they? At the barrier on the south side. The village chief gives Ian a firm slap on the shoulder. Go, Ian. You've been eating our food for years. Now's your chance to pay us back. Go on, we'll never forget you. He makes it sound like I'm gonna die. As Ian arrives, the horde of monsters is already attacking the barrier. Cracks rapidly spread across its surface. Once these monsters would have been nothing to him, but the festering wound in his side, only partially eased by the village sorcerer's chants, screams with each move. The other guards, merely villagers who are just physically strong, have more courage than skill. Ian darts between breaches, slashing one monster and lunging at another, desperately trying to hold the line alone. Eventually, the barrier breaks. Ah! Damn. R.I.P. A monster breaches the barrier, charging at an elderly village struggling to move. As it seems, the old person is doomed. Suddenly, a loud crash echoes. An energy-imbued stone hurtles in from nowhere, striking the monster. Ian is taken aback, unsure of the unexpected reinforcement has appeared. As the smoke from the fierce collision dissipates, a figure emerges beside a tree, casually juggling a stone. A familiar, carefree smile graces their face. See, you really can't manage without me. Dai? Is it Dai? I feel like it's Dai. So, like, what is going on? Do I have, like, am I losing it or something? Ian gapes at their figure before him, disbelief and confusion swirling within. It's Dai. Yes, somehow not the Dai he knows. Careful. Dai hurls a stone which whistles past Ian's ear. A loud bang follows, and Ian swirls around to witness a monster collapsing, its skull shattered as it rolls to a stop on the ground. Stay focused, bro. We've still got a lot of trouble on our hands. The monsters are forcing their way through the cracks in the barrier, shoving each other in their eagerness. Dai's presence seems to have stirred them up even more. Now is definitely not the time for hesitation. I handle the left. Ha, then the right side is mine. You better keep up. Don't slow me down. We'll see. With a swift flash, he cleaves the monsters in two. At the same time, Dai's fist crashes through another monster's chest. Dai has changed, if he is indeed still dying. Ian slices through the monster's tentacles with surprising ease, all the while casting a wary glance at Dai. He has become stronger, very strong, though his movements are still a bit awkward, not quite tapping into his full potential. The underlying power is undeniable. How could an ordinary person suddenly transform into someone so powerful in just a few days as if reborn? It must be because of that peculiar mushroom. What if Ian had been the one tempted to eat the mushroom? The boy before him might already have met his end. Ian falls silent, recalling Dai's frenzied state back then and his own frantic struggle. No, he definitely wants nothing to do with that mushroom. Doesn't want to merge with that eerie thing, even if it means gaining strength. Now Dai shows no trace of that day's madness. He simply swings his fists, hurls stones, and constantly dodges and weaves as he battles the oncoming monsters. Ian turns his gaze back, flicks his wrist, diving his sword through the monster before him. He knows he must concentrate on the battle at hand. After a fierce struggle, only one monster remains. This creature, with one eye blinded by a stone thrown by Dai, lets out a long howl. It scrambles onto the roof, casting a glance at the two with its remaining eye before abandoning the bodies of its fallen comrades. It leaps onto higher branches and vanishes into the jungle. I missed and got away. Don't chase it, there might be traps. Then I've lost to you by one. Damn. Dai's voice tinges with bitterness. Isn't it weird that he comes back just as monsters attack? feel like that's kind of odd. Ian remains silent, his gaze fixed on Dai. Why are you staring at me like that? What's with that look? I'll bet you're stunned by my moves, huh? Ian doesn't respond, staying silent for a moment before suddenly asking, when did we first meet? When we were 7 or 8. Why do you ask? Back then your dad was after you, trying to give you a beating. Oh yeah, just because I took some sacrificial fruits from the church. He was too harsh, really. He whipped my hands pretty badly. Look, here, see? The scar's still there. Dai grumbles and stretches out his left arm. Ian notices and continues, but you told Ellie from the neighboring village it was a monster fight injury. Damn, how the hell do you know that? Wait, no, I told that to Anna. The challenges of being too popular. Not that Ellie isn't amazing, but I'm more into Anna. Ian stares at his face. You still owe me 1,000 silver shields. What the hell, you're ripping off your own brother? I borrowed less than 100 from you. So how did it turn to 1,000? Unbelievable. This backstabbing weasel outdoes even the village chief in loan sharking. I must have been blind. Keep your damn free meals. This debt is settled. I'm done with you. It really is you, after all. What are you talking about? You're acting odd after not seeing me for some time. Without getting caught up in Dai's phrasing, Ian finally lets out a sigh of relief. The person standing before him truly is Dai. Do you realize how long some time has been? Tell me, do you remember what happened after we left Easter Town? Dai scratches his head and rolls his eyes upwards, as if straining to remember something elusive. All I recall is that on your way back of the village there were big trees, monsters, a glowing mushroom. Yes, a mushroom. Beyond that, I'm not sure what happened next. So how did you make it back to the village? Did you recall anything from before you returned? That mushroom? I blinked and suddenly it vanished, and so did you. The forest was in chaos, corpses lying everywhere, as if I'd slain them, but I have no memory of doing so. I searched for you afterward, but couldn't find you, so I returned to the village. I was hoping you could tell me what exactly happened. Extracting any useful information from Dai seems as an impossible task. Ian sighs inwardly and says, I have no idea either. It's hard to explain. Forget it. Do you feel unwell now? Is there anything wrong with your body? Not at all. I feel fantastic. You just saw it yourself, right? I'm not bragging, but I'm so strong now. Damn, even I'm scared of myself. I guess it'd be like that. Ian furrows his brow. On the verge of asking another question when a respectful voice suddenly calls out from behind. Lord Dai. My chief, when did you come? Dai leans back, surprised as the village chief steps closer. Lord Dai, in my humble opinion, it seems the gods have bestowed their blessing upon you. Blessing? Indeed, Lord Dai. Chief, can't you just call him by his name like before? Wait, no, it's working fine. How could I directly address Lord Dai by his name? That would be disrespectful. Chief, pay no mind to him. Kid's still wet behind the ears. Please go on. In my humble opinion, my lord, that mushroom you encounter matches precisely the secret fruit of the divine corpus, sought by the church across the lands. As the village chief speaks, he crosses his hands over his chest and raises them towards the sky in a prayerful gesture. Long may the sacred flesh. Ian and Dai, startled by the chief's strange words, exchange a quick look. They then straighten up, mirror the chief's gesture, and together proclaim, Long may the divine corpus. This is the hollow prayer of the Divine Corpus Church. Since Lufa village lies within the church realm of influence, its inhabitants are considered believers from birth. While casual irreverence might be tolerated privately, any public mention of the church or its holy relics demanded the ritual invocation first. As the final words of the prayer dissolve into the air, Dai excitedly prompts the village chief to continue. Chief, get to the point. Are you saying that the mushroom is the fruit of the divine corpus? The village chief nods. Indeed, Lord Dai, the fruit of the divine corpus descends to rescue our world. Yet who knows how many have fallen, where they've landed, or what forms they've assumed. Every month the district church dispatches emissaries to each village seeking out any signs of extraordinary. Those who have mysteriously lost their memories, gone mad, or gained peculiar powers. Such occurrences must be reported without delay. 20 years ago in Cucumber Village, a girl named Nora consumed a peculiar flower. She lost her memory at first, but when she woke, Anything she touched turned into ice. The church immediately sent people to take her away. That's kind of scary. Word later reached us that the flower was actually the fruit of divine corpus, and she was consecrated as a guardian. Her rise brought prosperity to the entire village. That old rascal, Little Black, got a talisman from the church as a reward. Hmm, just sheer dumb luck. The village chief thumps his cane on the ground in exasperation. It's been 20 years, and he's still clinging to this grudge. Ian shakes his head inwardly. Meanwhile, Dai's eyes gleam with excitement. So you mean I'm absolutely Lord Dai? You're the chosen one. The diocese? Isn't that like a Greek philosopher or something? Or am I crazy? Rising star, heaven sent guardian. The first in 2 decades, the humble one's idol, the hope of our entire village. A smile slowly spreads across Dai's face, expanding until it nearly stretches from ear to ear. He seems a bit overwhelmed, spinning around, his hands moving between clenching into fists and waving joyfully. Haha, I knew it. I knew it. I'm not just an ordinary person. Brother, I'm golden. I'm golden. The village chief places a hand over his chest, his face a mix of pride and caution. Lord Dai, please don't forget this humble servant in the future. I will pray for you every day. However, I must ask for your patience. As per the church rules, you'll need to reside in the sealing house for a few days until the envoy arrives. No big deal, like they say, today's trials are tomorrow's victories. A few days cooped up isn't as bad as when my old man used to ground me for ages. But first I gotta do something. Ian, let's spar. I need to stretch out before I'm stuck inside. Can't let myself get stiff. Ian, caught off guard by Dai's sudden challenge after being ignored, keeps his cool and answers. How ambitious, wasn't it just last week you were eating dirt? Dai starts cracking his knuckles. Yeah, well, that was then. I've been itching to know right now who's stronger. Don't be a sore loser, bro. Let me have this win. Think of it as my coronation gift. Hey, Chief, step back. I love you too much today to see you get flattened. It'd break my heart. The village chief, already multiple steps back, waves his cane like it's a flag. Let's go, Lord Dai. Let's go. Cut the nonsense. Let's do it. Damn. It shouldn't be like this. I hit him, so why? So close. Give it a break, will you? You've been whining about this for days. Why are you here? Ian stands in front of the ceiling house, holding a glowing lamp and setting a meal tray in the delivery slot. Night's fallen, and only a faint light is visible outside. The other side of the slot is pitch black, but Ian knows there's a lamp on the inside, even if the ceiling magic's keeping him from seeing it. With walls muffling the sound, the voice from the other side comes through a bit fuzzy. Dylan's losing his mind with all your sighing and moaning. He practically begged me to cover his shift. Oh, that Dylan. Standing guard for Lord Dai should be an honor, and he's slacking off. Just wait until I'm out. I'll show him a thing or two. Don't go overboard. He's just an ordinary guy. He can't take your rough handling. A nobody like him isn't worth my time. I'll let the village chief deal with him. Enough. Eat. Ian shoves the meal tray through the slot. I don't take handouts from enemies. Your pride's gonna starve you then. Last chance. With a quick yank, Dai pulls the tray inside. Seeing this, Ian chuckles and leans against the wall. Think you can take all the chief's feast meant for me? Not happening. Shut up, will ya? All this food, and it still can't keep your mouth closed. Just another loss. What's the big deal? Stop reminding me. I was so close to my first win, just slipped away. Shut up. Seriously though, how am I this strong and still can't beat you? You're not even human. Could you take down a Forsaker if you really tried? I'm not interested in fighting any Forsakers. Isn't that the Guardian's job anyway? The room goes quiet for a moment before voice pipes up again. I don't know. True. Once the church emissary arrives, I'll be tearing apart Forsakers and stomping on monsters. Yes, yes. Lord Dai, how impressive. He expects Dai to brag back, but the other side falls silent. Ian waits, but still nothing. He knocks on the wall. Hey, say something. How many days will it take for the district church to reach the village? Dai suddenly shifts the topic with a question.
4 or 5 days, I guess. Wait, what? I don't know. You've been cooped up in that tiny room for 3 days now. If they're fast, they might arrive tomorrow. Silence settles on the other side of the wall, but not for long. Dai's voice returns, this time with a trace of uncertainty. Do you think I can really become one of those guardians? Being a guardian, being the pride of the village, sounds pretty heroic, huh? Just check out how thrilled the old village chief is. The girls are gonna go wild for me. If I get lucky and take down a few Forsakers, I'll earn loads of silver shields. I could pay off your debt and even get Anna's father to stop looking down on me. Just imagining that life is amazing, but who knows if I'll even make it to that day. You're right, hunting Forsakers is a guardian's job. Once I get to the church, I'll probably join the hunting squad. It's kind of ridiculous, right? I can't even beat you, yet I'm supposed to take on those Forsakers. Ian pauses for a moment, then speaks in a deep voice. Then why have you been showing off lately? I got a bit carried away, really. You saw the expression on the village chief's face, right? That old geezer. Just thinking about it makes me feel amazing, really amazing. Check out all this food. Have you ever eaten like this, Ian? We've never seen such a spread before. No one's ever treated me like this. Lord Dai, he said. The laughter slowly fades away. Ian's brow knits together as he finally gets why Dai wanted to duel him one last time before heading into the ceiling house. Although Dai seemed manic, he hadn't completely lost his head to the so-called stroke of luck. Dai falls silent, and Ian doesn't push him, just leans against the wall quietly after a long pause. Dai finally speaks. I don't want to die. His words almost like a whisper from the walls themselves. Ian lowers his eyes. I'm not that noble. I can't lay down my life on the battlefield for strangers to protect anyone. Someone like me should either drink himself to death or rot in a ditch. What kind of hero am I? He pauses, then chuckles at himself. Seems like I don't have a choice but to go now. If I don't make it, bro, the church's payout is yours. Just make sure to bury me on the hillside west of the village. The girls love bathing in the river there. You got it, bro. Ian doesn't fall for the bait, nor does he respond with his usual sarcasm. He eyes the dark delivery slot before tapping on the wall. Listen up. I asked the village chief, and he told me that not everyone who comes across the fruit of the divine corpus becomes a guardian. What? Dai, not everyone is qualified to be a guardian. The church will give you a trial. Only those who pass the trial will become the guardians. If you don't pass the trial, they won't give you the guardian's blessing. They won't send you to the battlefield. Then what will happen to me? Or they'll set you up as a regular servant in the church. Or maybe you'll end up as patrol guard or something like that. You won't see the battlefield, Dai. You don't need to face the Forsakers. At worst, you might run into some monsters. Really? Yeah, really. Silence hangs in the air from the other side of the wall. After a moment, Ian catches the sound of a soft sob. He sighs quietly, but he feels his brow relax. Damn, now you've seen me at my worst. Can't show my face anywhere. You've always been my punching bag. What face is there to lose? You can't even beat me. How's it possible to pass a trial and fight against the Forsakers? I just need time to master my power. Just wait till... By the time you master it, you'll pass the trials. Stop yapping and eat before your food gets cold. Alright. Oh, what's this? There's a rustling noise and a rich intoxicating scent of alcohol drifts from the delivery slot. Wow, med. Or mead? I don't know. Damn, but I'm not allowed to drink before the envoy arrives, right? It's not for you to drink now. Just keep it safe. Is this from you? You gave this to me? I promise I treated you to a drink. Maya, is this for real? I thought you'd forgotten about that. I don't like owing debts, unlike some people. Oh, everything's great about you, but you're just so annoyingly petty sometimes. I will pay you back, alright? Swear on my pride. Such good wine, but I can't drink it. What a shame. You bastard, you know what? Shoving this under my nose, knowing that I can't drink it, even the church trial is kinder than you. I'm not sure about the church's rules. Once they show up, we might not get to see each other again. If I didn't give it to you now, there might not be another chance. Ian, keep it safe. Don't sneak a drink now. Do I still have my deck, by the way, or was that a dream? Brother, I knew you cared about me. Get lost.
He's up. Once I'm gone tomorrow, who knows when we'll meet again. This time it's Ian who falls silent. He suddenly remembers his own has disappeared. I just remembered it too. Could it be related to the mushroom? After has holy shit, he ate my dick. No shot. That's crazy. After hesitating for a moment, Ian finally speaks. Actually, I've run into something these past few days. It's just, come on, since when does Lord Ian get tongue-tied? Spill it out. Let your bro here fix it for you. This moron always joking around, making it impossible to have a serious chat. Ian's already finding it hard to open up, and now he clams right up. Forget it. Just ignore what I said. Seriously? I hate it the most when people only say half of what they mean to say. It's funny because I have people that I know I can't be serious. I'm like, I'm not talking about that shit to you. Let me guess, is it about girls or money? You're just a kid, barely grown, and you keep everything bottled up. No girl's giving you a second glance. So it's gotta be about the money then. You've always been a money grubber, but don't worry, bro. You hit the jackpot with me. Did I tell you what I'm saving up for? It looks like this chat isn't ending anytime soon. Ian just turns off the lamp and slides down the hall. A muffled thud echoes from the other side of the wall, probably Die leaning against it. Ian can't help but grin a little, feeling himself relax. For what? I wanted to study spells at the church's sorcerer academy. With my skills, I might not cut it as a guardian, but becoming a sorcerer, that's doable, I guess. I could earn some money, get hitched, have loads of kids, and enjoy a drink with you in my free time. Of course, I'd have to pay for the drinks. If you're ever strapped for money, just let me know. And if anyone messes with you, I'll have your back in a fight. Look at those dilettante sorcerers in the village. Living it up, huh? Don't laugh at me for not dreaming big, but that's the kind of life I want. Sounds good to me. Now, though, the fruit of the divine corpus, I don't have to save up anymore. I'm stronger too. Soon, it won't just be you leading the charge. As long as I don't pass the damn trial, I've got nothing to worry about. We've made it, bro. Good times are coming. When I get back, let's drink some mead. Or mad, or whatever. It's such a great drink. I want it every day. Every single day. In the quiet night, they sit on either side of the wall, chatting on and off until the first hint of dawn. It's daybreak. Damn, that's kind of wild. So that was like the prologue and like the thing. I think I'm gonna end it there. This is definitely like I'm not gonna play this on my own. I feel like with stuff like this, I like having like streaming this or something, because I feel like nobody else would play this. So like at least I don't know, maybe they can find it and be like, oh okay, might as well. But yeah, I feel like it's kind of interesting. I just don't understand why like it's so separated from what you think. Like I thought the girl was gonna be the main character, but I guess she's like a side character, so I'm like, what? And then she's like, the hand that they got was like a monster's hand, right? But apparently it's her hand, but then she has a hand. So like I'm kind of intrigued of where this is heading, because I can't tell where it's heading. It's so random, but I feel like probably like chapter 2 or chapter 3 they're gonna pave like the direction, and I'll be able to like, you know, understand more of what's going on. But like so far, like I get that's probably like just world building, you know, like it's that stuff, and it's kind of like not interesting, but to me it's still kind of slightly interesting, because it's like at least like they run into topics that I feel like normally wouldn't be discussed. So like honestly, that alone makes me want to like keep playing it, at least to like give it the benefit of the doubt, and maybe like, you know, it'll like pick up later on. But like either way, like again, like I'll probably like well, I guess it depends. Like if it gets a bunch of views, and maybe somebody like drops like a comment, like maybe like one of my friends like is like, oh yeah, I like that, keep playing that, then I'd be like, okay, yeah, like I will. But the thing is that nobody does, so like it's hard for me to tell, you know, aside from views. But at the same time, it could be like this, just one person seeing it all the time. Like I learned that the hard way. I thought like it was like each view was unique, but like no, it's not. It's not like on YouTube, but like I don't know. It is what it is. I'll think about it. But anyways, that's it for now. I hope somebody enjoys it, but it's okay. It's okay to not be okay.